Last time I explained you copy, instance, reference. Copy is independent object. Instance means when the original is changed, instance also will change. When instance is changed, origin also will change. Reference. Reference means when the original is changed, reference will change. But when reference is changed, original will not change. So these are the three different types of copying. Just refer the last class notes, then we will come back across about copy, instance, and reference. Today, let me explain you about mirror command. Let me explain you mirror command. I will draw a teapot. I have a teapot here. I will select move. Select this, press shift, drag to get a copy, and I will use copy. I will change the color. Okay, I will rotate this. I can rotate using the transform type in. See here, 90 degree. Okay. When I click the mirror command, I will select this object. I'm in the top viewport. Click the mirror command. You can see that it's already mirrored that side. You see, you can see the stem was this side, it mirrored to the other side. Mirror. If you want to see the, now there is no clone, means only the original object is mirrored. Suppose I want to say copy, and I will give a offset. You can see that you are getting a copy. Okay, so that is using X. When I want to mirror this one, so I want to mirror this one. So this is my X-axis, this is my Y-axis. So if I mirror this, it comes to the stem will come to this side. Mirror Y. You see, stem has come this side. But this is your Y. Then you can see copy and see the copying object. So it's mirrored. If you want to mirror in Z direction, let me take this Z. So it mirrored down, you see, it's mirrored down. Copy. So originally it is this, and you mirrored in Z direction. And you can see how it mirrors also when you select this axis, etc. Okay, so you can try this different way. So this is mirror command. You can use X, Y, and Z, or XY plane, YZ plane, ZX plane. This is the offset. If you say no clone, means original will be copied, original will be mirrored. If you say copy, you will have both, and based on the axis or based on the plane, it will be mirrored. This is mirror command. So write down mirror to mirror the objects based on various axes, X, Y, Z, or XY, YZ, ZX. This mirror command to mirror an object. Hope you have noted this. Now to group. What is group command? When you have more objects, you want to create as a group, so it will be moving, rotation, etc. will be very easy. So you can create a group command. So you select both of these and click group. Give a name to people. So it is easy for me to move as a group. It moves. You can, if you want to move only one, you can open it, select, you can independently move. You can close it. So it became again 2 now. You can add something else from here. Suppose I have a box here. And I want to add this box to this group. So select the box, group, attach, and show which group you want to attach. Now it became a group with the 3 objects. I can move, rotate, or base as a group. Now I will remove this. I can open this, open, click this, detach. So you remove this, separate. So now you have only these groups. Okay. So once you detach this one, this group quality is lost. When you detach this from this, that group property is lost. Undo. Okay, so we can create a group. Okay, we can try this group command. It is to create a group. And create a new group and continue. You can create a group. You can open the group. You can ungroup. Ungroup means that quality is lost. When you create this group, I can ungroup this, so that property is lost. Okay, that is group command. You can try this. Group, to create a group. You can group, ungroup. You can open, close. You can attach, detach. All the things you can do using group command. Next one is a pivot point. This is very, very important. Pivot point. So what is this pivot point? Pivot point. Write down, please. P-I-V-O-T. Pivot point. P-O-I-N-T. Pivot point. It is the point based on which the objects are rotated, moved. So many things it will happen based on that pivot point. For box and cylinder, the pivot point is at the bottom. And for sphere, it is at the center. Let me draw. I'll delete all these things. I will create a box. When you create a box, a cylinder, all these are having that pivot point at the bottom. So how will you check that? I'll select this box. I'll go to hierarchy, click affect pivot only. You can see that this XY coordinate is starting from the base of this object. So this is the pivot point. When I click cylinder, you can see that pivot point is at the bottom. For box, it is at the bottom. If you create a sphere, if you go to hierarchy, affect pivot only, you can see that it is at the center. I can move this up and down. Now, if you have a box, suppose I have this box, and if I want to rotate, you can see that it is rotating based on this pivot point. When I rotate, you have to switch off this first. You see the object is rotated based on that pivot point, based on that particular point. Okay, because this pivot point is at the bottom. I can move this pivot point another location. So I selected the box. I'll go to hierarchy and click effect only. I will move this. Now I can move this point. Effect pivot only. Move up. I'll keep somewhere here. Stop this. Now you rotate and see how it rotates based on that point. Is it not? So I can change that anytime, and I can keep it back to default. Reset pivot. So it went back to the original. So for the box and cylinder, the pivot point or the reference point through which it rotates is at the bottom. For the sphere, it is at the center. Yeah, that is the pivot point. Very, very important. Let me draw a cylinder here. Cylinder. I've drawn a cylinder. Shade. Let me take a copy of this. Now we can see the object is rotated. That particular point. Because the pivot point is here. Let me take a copy of this. select, move, press shift and drag. I'll take another copy. I'll change that to another color. Again, for this also, when you rotate, it is moving at the bottom. What happens if I select both? Now the pivot point is moved here. Earlier it was center of this bottom, and now since I selected 2, it moved to selection center. Now if I move based on this, rotate, see it is rotating based on that point. So we have individual pivot point. When you select the multiple objects, it becomes pivot selection center. It takes the center point of the selection. Okay. Sometimes you want to, there is one more option called the things you can see from here. When I select a single object, you see that it is the top one, which is pivot point center of the object, single object. Because you have selected a single object, it is going to pivot point of that particular object. When you select 2 things, immediately jump to selection center. You see how it is selection center. It jumped to selection center. Now, if I want to, there is a third option called here, coordinate center. When I say coordinate center, the pivot point is shifted to the center of the origin of this grid, this point. Now, if I rotate these 2 and change from here, now it is selection center, change it to last one, coordinate center. Now it rotates based on that. You see, it's going based on the center of the selection. Center of this is the center of the coordinate system. Center of the coordinate system. So there are 3 pivot points. The first one is individual objects, pivot point. Second one is select center. Third one is coordinate center. Sometimes you may require this. I will show you later where you want this. So now write down pivot point. Write down, please. Pivot point. It is the point based on which the objects are rotated. For box and cylinders, the pivot point is at the bottom or at the base. For box and cylinders, the pivot point is at the bottom. And for sphere, it is at the center. To move the pivot point, suppose you want to move the pivot point from the bottom to top or middle, anywhere, what will you do? Go to hierarchy, select affect point only, select move tool, and move to the required position. click center to move pivot point to the center of the object. There is an option then center, it automatically moves to the center of the object. Or click reset to get default location. Hope you have returned. Have you noted it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll just show you again here. When I select this, you can see it is at the go to hierarchy, effect only, and you can see that it is at the bottom. You can move, use the move, and anywhere you can move. Suppose you want to take exact center, you can click the center to object. Click, so it moves to the center. If you want to move the top, you drag it and put it here. If you want to give it back to reset, click reset. So you have to select that affect pivot point, then you can move here and there. Sometimes you may require this. There are three types of pivot points. There are three types of pivot points. Pivot point center. The first one, pivot point center, this one. It uses the pivot point of the object. So in the first option, pivot point center, that means uses the pivot point of the object. Box, it is at the bottom, cylinder also is at the bottom, but sphere is the center. Second option is selection center. So when you select more than one object, the pivot point center moves to the common point between the selected objects. Selection center uses the selection center of the selected objects. This is the second option. Third one is coordinate center. This transform is not there. Coordinate center. I don't think that word is there. You have to use it without selecting any object. When you don't use the pivot point, you have to just click this and off. So this is transform coordinate center. It is transform, that wording is there. Transform. So in that case, it moves to the center of the coordinate system. Transform coordinate center. So if you want to move the object based on the center of the coordinate system, use that one. So if you want to individually move, select individually and it move, rotate based on that one. So this indicate individually it rotates. When in the second it is group, then this is coordinate center. Take the center point of that object. You may require that third one. I will explain you later. So these are the three type of pivot point. Pivot point center, which is for individual objects. Selection center, it is It is the pivot point for the selection of the objects, and transform coordinate center is the coordinate center of that coordinate system. I hope you got some idea now. Now let us see align command. Align, ALIGN, align. I have a box here. I have another box here. I want to align these two together. So how can I use the align command? So here is the align command. Click align. You select the first object and you want to align with this. Click this. So you get various options here. Current object is this, current object. Target object is this. So there are two types of objects here, current object and target objects. Pivot point. Pivot point. Maximum. Maximum. I selected all this X, Y, Z, all the things I will select, all the things I selected. Okay. First I clicked all these things. Current object, this object. For this object, bottom is minimum point, top is maximum point. And for this object, target over, this is minimum and this is maximum. Now, both are minimum. Both are joined at the minimum point. The selection object bottom is mingled with the selection of the target because both are in the minimum bottom points. Both are at maximum point. You can see that target object and current object joining maximum points. Top is maximum point. Maximum, maximum. Pivot point, pivot point. See, it makes join with the pivot points. Exactly pivot point is joined. Pivot point, pivot point. Okay, so these are the different options you can use. Pivot point of this object mixed with the pivot point of other. Pivot point of this. Okay. So maximum point is when you have this object top and this corner is the maximum point. Okay. So maximum, maximum. The object, the current object top is mixed with target point. Okay, when you have this object, this is the minimum point, this corner. This corner is the minimum point. When you draw a box, you start from here. So that starting point is the minimum point. Maximum point is ending point. So this is the point you have ended. This is the point you ended. So there's the maximum point. For this object, you started the box from here. So this is your minimum point and this is your maximum point. Okay. So when I click the align and click this one, first I'll select this object, click align, click this. So you get this point, minimum, minimum. Actually, pivot point will give you correct answer. Other things are little difficult sometimes. You have to switch on all this here, all this here, minimum, minimum. So this point, unless you X, Y, Z position on, it will not move. So you have to be very careful. Minimum, minimum. So minimum of your current object is mixed with the minimum of your target. Maximum, maximum. You see here, maximum point of current object mixed with the maximum of the target object. Pivot point, pivot point. You got the pivot point. Pivot point of this mixed with the pivot point of others. Apply. Okay. So you can try this. Align object. Sometimes you may require some aligning some objects. Okay. Align object. So let us note down the align. To align object with another. After selecting an object to align, you click align. Available on the align flyout. And then select another object to align, which is the target object. This opens the align dialog box. Select necessary option. First, you select all the access first. In the dialog box, select X, Y, and Z, so that the object will move to the target. Otherwise, no, it will not move. In the dialog box, select X, Y, Z, the top X, Y, Z. You select this. And after that, you select current object, which one should align with the current of the target. Don't worry about this thing, just leave it. I hope you got some idea now. When you use quick align, there's another option called quick align. It aligns objects with the pivot points. It automatically aligns with the pivot points when you use quick align. Let me move this object. Select this object. I'm here. I have two objects here. I want to align with this pivot point automatically. So you can see here in the align flyout, there is a small triangle here. Click that one, and you can see quick align. Click this. So you already selected this object. You just click this. It automatically moves there. You can see it move with the automatically move with the pivot point of other. I hope you got some idea now. So what we have learned, quick align. Q-U-I-C-K-A-L-I-G-N. Quick align means aligns one object with another based on the pivot points. Is it clear? So what we have learned today, mirror, group, pivot point center, selection center, transform coordinate center. Then we learn align, quick align. Can you open your laptop, everyone, and practice this? Everyone, just try for some time. I'm here only. If you have any question, you can ask.